What is up, everybody? You know the deal. Your boy K. Malone.
Ryan Wilson.
Hey, welcome, Man See the Floor podcast. Got a great episode for you. You ready, brother?
Let's get it.
Welcome in, everybody. See the Floor podcast. K. Malone.
Ryan Wilson.
That way. Man, as you can see, we got no mics on the table. Wanted to do none of this, but
I'm gonna change it up this episode, see what it's looking like, what it feel like.
Yeah, give us that feedback. Let us know. But what we're here for, I know you see it.
Oh, that's a classic.
Oh, man.
I know you.
Man, Mars, it's gotta be the shoes. Man, this episode is strictly dedicated to kicks. You can't have a basketball or a sports podcast for that matter, not talk about like the feats. The feats is important. I mean, you know, something that we have kind of shared together in our bond. Like, kind of talk to the people about, does an outfit start with the shoes?
At one point in time, it did. Starting out, you know, when the inventory wasn't as quite where it is today. Yeah, you start with your heat, and then you work around your heat.
Yeah.
But now that the inventory is up, now that, you know, I got a little repertoire, I can, you know, pick out an outfit and figure the sneakers out later because I know I got something to go with everything.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely get to a point where it's like these couple of shoes can go with these outfits, and I can kind of rotate and not end up wearing the same thing.
Right.
So, for sure. I mean, talk kind of about why is the sneaker industry, like, especially from a sports basketball perspective, like, how did it get so big? Like, why is the sneaker industry $1 billion industry?
I mean, you have to credit it to my man right here.
Oh, that man, Mike Jordan?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, before that, sneakers wasn't that big of a deal, honestly. But as soon as you put that jump man on there, as soon as he ran from the free throw line, jumped from the free throw line.
Yeah. It's all from there.
Everybody want to fly like MJ.
For sure. I mean, it was a whole movie dedicated like Mike. You know, like the shoes make me like MJ. You know, so with that being the case, you know, and now culturally, basketball sneakers is a big thing. You see them on everybody's feet, whether it's on the court or casually. Like, who is the sneaker king? What company? You know, who makes the sneaker that it's king?
I have to go with Nike.
Okay.
Got to.
Yeah. And so not just Jordan Brand itself, but because Jordan Brand is under Nike.
Exactly.
Got you.
Yeah, because, I mean, I have to credit Nike for Jordan. Like, you can't say Jordan without Nike.
Got you. Now, here's an interesting thing, you know, because I kind of pondered on some thoughts. What if Michael Jordan, as we saw, like, kind of the documentary talking about him, what if he would have signed with Adidas?
I don't know.
With Air Adidas, Air Jordan by Adidas.
It just don't have that ring to it.
It don't have the ring.
And you can always tell, like, there's a difference between the shoes. Like, you can tell a Nike shoe from an Adidas shoe. Yeah. And it probably would have went down a whole different road if he had went with Adidas.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because I don't, like, looking at sneakers today or sneakers over time, what sneaker can you point out that's as versatile as a Jordan?
Not
that you
many.
can wear on the court and off the court and turn heads.
Yeah, for sure. Now, quickly, briefly, you know, just because we could talk about that for a long time, kind of talk about how you got into sneakers, which led into me getting into sneakers for the most part.
I mean, I'd have to say being sponsored, you know, AAU being sponsored, that really opened my eyes to sneakers because, you know, growing up, well, me at least, growing up, wasn't as fortunate to get any sneaker you wanted. Yeah. So after being sponsored for, you know, quite some time, it really opened my eyes and you start to notice different colorways and who's rocking this, who's rocking that.
Yeah.
And you get a good feel for it. Now, I will say once I got to high school, that's when it probably elevated some more because being sponsored by Reebok and Adidas, you know, you pretty limited.
Yeah.
But once I got to high school and got around the older kids, you know, JB, KC, Dex, people like that I went to school with, they really opened my eyes to Jordans.
For sure.
And yeah, that's when it really took a turn.
Gotcha.
For the worse.
Oh man,
it became an illness.
Man, an addiction, and it's a very expensive now addiction. Definitely with the sneakers, but I mean to piggyback off of that, I mean you already know. I mean, not giving me my first pair of Jordans, but essentially, like I said, really giving me a pair of shoes to get started outside of the first. What I told you, like the 12 low top all black 12s that I bought at Champs that were on sale for like $90. Thought I was cool. Walked in, had them like. Still never seen that shoe really like released again, so wish I still had that one, but that was definitely faded away out of the collection. But like I said, man, you buying me those royal blue 10s I wanted, giving me those Bred 11s, passing down a lot of different sneakers, Zoom rookies, foam posits, pennies, definitely like teaching me where not just like, okay, these Jordans that come out, there's classic retro Jordans that you could go get that are really, you know, kind of put your staple rotation in a whole different type of stratosphere. So
yeah, it's definitely an interesting subject.
Yeah,
that we could go on for days about.
For sure.
I'm glad we finally hitting this.
Oh yeah, you know I've been wanting to do this so for a minute. As much as we've kind of got into the kicks on court and the things like that, you know, just we're not gonna go back over it. But you know, like I said, it's been a big thing. And I think it will continue to be a thing about what athletes wear on court. And even taking it into football a little bit, because you see the sponsorship guys have with Jordan, Nike, and Adidas, that it's even carry over. You see the amount of Jordan cleats that are now made on specific retros like 10s and 1s and 6s, you know, those guys getting PE, those, you see the Yeezy cleats that the NFL didn't let DeAndre Hopkins wear the Yeezy cleats. Fire. Why are we stopping that?
Yeah.
Like
cleat game being strong.
Yeah. And shout out to NFL for letting those guys, you know, Express do the custom cleats. Like that's something that's really big in the NFL versus the league. It's like you see a couple guys wear custom shoes or you got to try to get into it for a while, but kind of just like But the NFL is big on the custom cleats. Like you can see a guy wear a fresh pair. I mean, Odell having his own kind of, almost in a way like how Ken Griffey had the line, like he got a specific PE, just him.
Yeah.
So it's been nice to see the creativity of shoes kind of translate to all sports, even baseball. Mm-hmm. You know, CC Sabathia has some of the best cleats ever of Jordans and that's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, just maybe Jordan brand itself because of their sneaker roster, and across all sports, it's big time. I mean, to get that jump, man, and sign that dotted line.
What does that say about Jordan, though? Because when you see the custom cleats and, you know, the custom J's, they're normally a different version of a retro. So they're not really evolving.
Yeah, I mean, still, I just think once it's the exclusivity part, because I think Jordan Brand is so specific about who they pick. I mean, if you're a Jordan guy, it's not like you're a Jordan guy where you just get merch. I mean, you get specific things that are tailored to you, specific PEs that are, you know, to your team or your place or to you, you know, so it's not like you're just getting like, oh, here you go, let's throw you some shoes or whatever. I mean, there's a few guys that maybe they're not that expressive, so they don't need anything like that. But if you're a Jordan guy and you know you're a Jordan guy, either one, you're talented, and then secondly, like I said, you got your own swagger, own lane where they'll let you have some things that are specific to you.
Yeah, but at the same time, those PEs are just different colorways of a retro.
But I love it. I don't care. I could care less.
So if we're ranking sneakers
The sneaker companies?
Yeah, if we're ranking those, like, what are we basing it off of? Evolution?
No, we're basing it on what?
The versatility? Because if that's the case, Jordan at the bottom.
Okay, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. We know they're not at the bottom. Because I'd like to hear your ranking. I'd like to hear what you think about the brand overall and what, between Nike, and then we said we're putting Jordan brand with Nike. Jordan.
Me, myself, yeah, I'm putting Jordan with Nike.
Okay, so Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Puma, New Balance, because we're keeping it more basketball. Anta, Li Ning, and I'm missing anybody?
I think that's it.
Yeah, those are the major.
I don't even go that far.
And Reebok.
To me, it's
Reebok.
Right. Nike, Reebok, Adidas, New Balance.
New Balance over
Under
Puma?
Armour. Puma now.
New Balance over Under Armour?
Oh, no, I'm not ranking them. I'm just saying you went into all the...
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure everybody got their just due. But I'd like to hear the ranking, though.
Okay. I'm going to go, Nike, Adidas. I'm probably going to go Puma.
Okay.
And then after that, it's a toss-up.
Yeah. Now, you know my ranking. I don't care what nobody say. Jordan Retros. 1. You heard it. You know what I'm saying? Then Nike. Then Adidas. Then I would go Puma. I would go Under Armour after that. I'm going Li Ning, that Way of Wade over New Balance.
Okay.
Them Way of Wades be tough.
Where do you get those from?
Hey, like on I Am Athlete, China, or D Wade Plug.
I'm saying, where will you get those from? So you can like them all you want, but if you can't get your hands on them.
Oh, somebody, look, if you're a shoe plug, let me know. I'm interested in getting some Li Ning Way of Wades.
That's like a myth, because we've never seen them in hand.
You're right. I have not. But that would be my choice. And then, like I said, them lesser brands, we ain't going to talk about the Anta, Klay Thompson, and some of these other brands that are on the come up. But hey, I like it.
Yeah.
To each his own. But let's get into this, though. I mean, if you had a choice, like I said, NBA 2K, my player, you get a choice what shoe brand you sign with. Like, if you're good. I mean, if you're trash at 2K, you don't really, But if you had a choice, who would you sign with? Because you can sign with Jordan exclusively, Nike, Adidas, Under Armour.
I'm probably still going to go with Nike. Because, I mean, if I'm with Nike, I can wear Jordans. But if you go with Jordan, no Nikes.
See, I mean, oh, man. Jordan. No, okay. I guess I do have to go Nike.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fact, like what you said, I mean, and we talked about it off air, it'd be hard not to be able to rock some Kobe's in there. Like, RIP to Mamba. But that would just be the rotation. It would be Jordans and Kobe's for me.
On the court?
Yeah, on the court. Because PG would get some love too, but I'm a firm believer. I'm not playing in the same shoe that you wear against you.
Yeah, agreed.
So, not doing it.
Yeah.
But one of the things I wanted to ask you, because obviously you got a chance to look at you pretty much outside of not being in the 80s, which I'm gonna say you're missing anything because all the retros are out, but. I mean, do you have a top 2 or 3 basketball-specific on-court shoes that stand out? Like, out of all the shoes that have been made, like, is there a couple on-court shoes that you played in, wanted to play in, that stand out above the rest?
Kobe's for sure. I love my Venice Beaches. And the Pro Model.
The Pro Model or Adidas Superstar?
The Pro Model.
Okay, not the Adidas, not the ones that we had maybe before you playing that all orange, the specific ones, not those.
Well, that's a Pro Model.
I thought it was Adidas Superstar or whatever.
No, that's a Pro Model.
Oh, okay. Well, them is fire. I can't lie.
Yeah, I had them. Orange, green, red, black, white.
Yeah, especially going to John Marshall, y'all had some green ones too, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
No, green was with Santa Fe.
Oh, Santa Fe, my bad. John Marshall was red, white, and blue, my bad. I ain't gonna disrespect, the Bears. But, man, them Definitely Kobe 9s. Kobe 9s are great. Man, my American Kobe 9s are so beat up from practice my last year ORU. They're done for. And I got my Hyper Cobalts. Love those. Definitely love hooping in the 10s, Jordan 10s. Super comfortable shoe. Another shoe I really liked, even though I didn't know how heavy and bulky it was then, was the Reebok Questions. It just like, if you had the Questions on, and of course I had the braids as a kid back in the day, it was just like, it just went to a different mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So those are definitely some of my all-time like favorite shoes like to hoop in.
Did you try to do the crossover too?
Yeah, my hang crossover's not great. It's not great. My go-to try to drop you move is a sham god. I love watching God sham god do that, and then seeing John Wall do it in high school and college. John Wall do it full speed and then go dunk on you. Mm-hmm. And then Westbrook a couple years ago, Oklahoma did it. Drop it, Steven Adams dunk, nasty. So, but here's the thing though. So one of the other things I definitely want to talk to you about, and I know this maybe something you don't pay attention to as much, something I definitely was thinking about, like of those brands, because I think now so much of it is, I think all the brands make a good sneaker, but obviously there are guys that have signature shoes. So try to see which brand you think has the best sneaker roster. And so going through the sneaker rosters, you look at Nike, guys that have specific shoes. So Nike has Giannis. They have Kyrie. They have Paul George. You have LeBron James. And did I say Giannis already? Mm-hmm. Okay, who are we missing? I guess still Kobe, obviously. And then Penny Hardaway.
Kobe, Kyrie, KD, PG.
LeBron and Giannis.
Giannis. Yeah, those are the main ones.
Yeah. And then with Under Armour, you have Joel Embiid and Stephen Curry. That's specific shoes. With Adidas, Derrick Rose does still have a shoe. Like you laughed at first, like when I was going through this as we were talking about this, getting ready for the episode.
D Rose, boy. He used to have some heat though.
They did. We're gonna get it. That Donovan Mitchell. Who else has in James Harden?
Oh yeah, Donovan Mitchell. It's like he got a shoe.
That's disrespectful. He's on his second shoe.
I mean, like I said, where have you seen it?
True. Dame Dollar has a shoe.
Yeah.
And then the other guys kind of signed that are big, like Brandon Ingram's a big Adidas guy.
Hold on now. You forgetting the main one. Disrespectful.
Who?
James Harden.
I said Harden.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I was about to say.
I can't leave Harden out. I mean, because Harden's shoe is up there. It's been consistent over 5 seasons. He's got one of the better selling shoes in the league for sure. Mm-hmm. You definitely see guys rocking it. New Balance, Kawhi has the shoe. Darius Baisley, they have other guys signed to them. Puma doesn't have a signature shoe, but they definitely have a rotation and roster. DeAndre Ayton, Terry Rozier, DeMarcus Cousins, who else? Kyle Kuzma, LaMelo Ball. They definitely, like you said, they're the up-and-coming group of the bunch.
Yeah.
And then you have, of the Jordan guys, now Jordan's is a different thing because now sneaker guys or kids and young adults growing up, they didn't even realize that like a lot of the guys with Jordan have their own shoe. So the guys that used to have a shoe with Jordan, or Carmelo used to have a shoe. He had a shoe that was 13 plus years. This is the first year Chris Paul won't have a shoe. Who else had a shoe? One more guy had a shoe. Obviously D Wade had a shoe. Mm-hmm. So that was big. So now, but the rest of their roster, which is a plethora of guys, Luka Doncic just signed to them. Zion Williamson signed to them. Mike Conley signed with them. Jason Tatum signed with them. Rui Hachimura signed with them. Kemba Walker signed with them. They have a very, very big group.
Yeah.
So Bradley Beal signed with them. Russell Westbrook has his shoe. That's out now still.
Yeah. His is extra bulky. Look like a boot.
Yeah, it has. Now the very first Westbrooks I did mess, especially the low top version came out. Mm-hmm. And CPs I really like. Now, Melo's my favorite player. He has some classic sneakers, but I haven't always loved the sneaker. Him being a 6'8" guy, it's going to be kind of hard for me, 5'10" guard, 6 foot guard to, really get down with the shoe.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, who is the best sneaker roster?
This is easy. Nike.
Is it because of the signature guys that have shoes, or because obviously Nike has other guys that get PEs. Anthony Davis gets PEs. D Book gets PEs. PJ Tucker gets PEs. I mean, there's a lot of guys. Tobias.
I'm looking at the head honchos and their shoes that they're bringing out.
Okay.
They're just by far a better shoe.
Now, what if Jordan gave their head honcho guys shoes? Because it seems like Luka is going to get a shoe. Because his
looking at the new Jordans that they coming out with, I wouldn't be too excited.
You don't think Luka's shoe is gonna be a good shoe?
No.
I was surprised about Giannis' shoes turned out to be a good shoe. I think Luka's shoe will be nice.
I'm not a huge fan of his, so.
Of Giannis?
Yeah.
What about the shoes though?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not a huge fan of his shoes.
Oh, you don't like either of the shoes?
Mm-mm.
I do like the shoes. I think the shoes are they're good looking shoes. I've seen worse. Worse guys have shoes.
That's not a compliment. I've seen worse. That's not a compliment.
I mean, I think the shape of them, I don't think will fit my foot, but I mean, there's a couple pairs that I have thought about getting. I mean, the way PGs fit my feet.
You try pretty much anything once.
Yeah, I'll give it a try. Give it a try. Like I said, my Pumas, I like them. Now, like I said, I would not play in them in a game, even if I was taped. I just don't think they get tight enough.
I was gonna say, I love the Pumas. I love the design. I think they're gonna have to do a logo change because that big, it's just.
Okay, it's not there.
I just not.
But a lot of times it's not like on the shoe.
Just like Under Armour.
I think Under Armour's logo is great.
I don't. Some of their designs be like nice, but it's just like it's so massive.
Okay, and but I don't think they just plaster it.
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay. Now, like I said, I think some of Steph's shoes have been nice, and I think Steph is clearly. I mean, Under Armour has really done a good job in terms of turning themselves from what was just an undergarment company to football, to selling big, bulky cleats with Tom Brady as the guy and then Ray Allen as the guy, to where they stepped in the basketball world, starting out with Brandon Jennings.
Yeah.
And him and Steph coming in the same year. Brandon Jennings was the rookie of the year. He was the guy out of the class. 55 a game, gave him the $1 million deal, with him going to Italy at first and then coming to the league. And then for Steph to be a guy, one, he was signed with Nike, had the ankle problems, put himself on the map, and Under Armour said, okay, this might be the guy.
Yeah.
Like, how do you even know that or feel like, man, like this dude's about to take off?
They definitely got some geniuses in the office at the HQ for them. But like some of the shoes Steph comes with, like on court, are like fire, but they're just for him.
But I mean, a lot of kids wear Stephen Curry's.
I'm talking about the colorways though.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, they may not come out with the best set of colorways. I'm not gonna lie. So
it's just like
Under Armour, we'll work on that. Hey, you could definitely bring us in terms of your footwear design team. I promise you, we're very well prepared. We'll send our resumes to you. You might not want to work for Under Armour. So
it might limit me.
Yeah. Now, you have to touch on it. Can't not touch on it. Who is the kicks on court king? I mean, it's kind of easy.
PJ.
I salute, sir. I bow down.
There will never be another PJ.
Sir, what you choose to wear is unbelievable. What you will play in and blow out, like how much.
His financial decisions, I can't get with, but I am impressed.
I thoroughly impressed.
Good.
How much do you want to say PJ spent over his NBA career on kicks? I'm thinking anywhere. I'm thinking almost north of $10 million.
For sure.
Hey, if any of y'all would like to know, tag PJ Tucker with our post if we can get him to respond and ask him, if he would actually disclose that information, how much money he has spent on speakers throughout his NBA career. Because I'd like to know.
Stupid amount.
Because the arsenal is crazy.
Yeah.
So, now, is there one guy in the NBA you would want to be his teammate so that you can get blessed? How sometimes guys just like, hey, okay, this is my shoe or whatever. Is there any guy that you want to be teammates with so you can get that shoe? Because my guy Landry Shaman has benefited a lot being in the league with some of these teams he's been on. Like, now he's on the team with KD and Kyrie. And since he's signed, he can be like, hey,
I'd probably say James Harden because what I said about Steph Curry, I feel the same way about James Harden.
Okay.
Like he has some cold fireworks.
But his colorways have been great though.
That's what I'm saying. But some of the colorways that he gets personally are still even better.
Yeah.
Like they released some cold colorways.
Yeah. I think the guy that I want to be teammates with, if we're talking just colorways, would be Kyrie. I wish all of his shoes fit better around my feet.
Yeah.
But obviously Kyrie comes out with just the most.
I just don't. I'm not. I ain't never been a fan of
the shoe.
A high or a mid, whatever it
Yeah.
is. I like a low.
I like the shoes that have the straps. So, and there was one set of Kyrie's that actually worked for my foot in that shoe. Pretty really good in college. Now, let's talk about this kind of wrapping up. You would think in this whole episode, LeBron would be the guy that we featured. LeBron's shoe is the shoe that costs the most of the Nike shoes. It's the shoe that actually sells the most. Mm-hmm. But why is Bron not the biggest figure in the... I mean, essentially he is... outside of, to me, maybe Kobe. But think about it. His shoe is the most sold, most expensive outside of retro Jordans. Why is he not the biggest sneaker king guy?
Comfort.
The bulkiness, how the shoe's been made.
It's just not a versatile shoe.
Okay.
That's all I can think of. Because it's a nice looking shoe, but it's...
Oh, yeah.
It's for a 6'10",
a freak,
freak of nature.
Hey,
so
if you're a mutant X, you better have on some Bronx.
Yeah.
So just wanted to kind of touch on that because I thought that was the appropriate way to kind of close it because, like I said, he is the head honcho.
Yeah.
He's the face. You would think his shoe would be that iconic. Maybe they'll do something crazy for Space Jam like these and something that's just memorable. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That would be pretty nice.
Yeah. So, Nike, Bron, if you're listening, got you. Hey, shorter episode today. Had to talk about the kicks. If you ain't got the kicks, get with the kicks. We can do this for hours. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't going to do that. One way you can see what we be rocking, though, definitely check on my Instagram because I definitely like to post what kicks I'm wearing, tag people, see what's on their feet. Follow your boy on the gram, B_great, KAE.
Follow your boy, witness your moment. You are.
Hey, make sure you tune into his because he got some... Okay,
I'm low key though, so
I'm gonna show y'all his closet one day. Regardless. Hey man, make sure you get at that Twitter and that Instagram.
See the floor _.
Hey, and my favorite one of all, website.
www.seethefloorpodcast.com.
Yes, sir. Hey, until next time, y'all, we out.
See life like you see the floor.